Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is MRS440-PRESENTATION. My teammates and I will be presenting on fish rapid visual census. Fish rapid visual census is used to determine species diversity and also to determine which species to include in a long-term monitoring. The method I use are: observer conduct this survey at a constant speed rather than at a constant speed for a fixed period of time, rather than measuring in area with transect tips. This method is useful to estimate relative abundance and is based on assumption that the probability of encountering a species increase with its abundance. Therefore, the more common the species, the sooner the observer is likely to encounter it. Based on the information that will be obtained, species diversity and relative abundance presented as frequency of the occurrence. Based on the information that has been collected, how do we analyze and interpret the data? Species score indicated that the relative abundance of different species seen to each other. Also, species list also provided an estimation of species diversity in area. The field personnel, there are one observer and one buddy. There's also one boat driver or surface watch. The lab personnel are data entry, analysis, interpretation, and reporting.
For general procedure, first of all, the observer swims randomly around a reef to locate and record as many fish as possible. Second, the swim should be limited to the specific reef zone and depth to determine species richness. Third, species are only recorded once, first seen in a specific 10 minutes time interval for a total of 5 10-minute interval. The 10-minute search intervals allows the diver to obtain estimates of the relative abundance of each species in addition to presence or absence data derived from the species list. The assumption is that the species occurring in early time intervals are the most abundant in the community. The fourth is fishes occurring in the first 10 minutes interval receive a score of 5. Those in the second interval 4, and so on, with the fifth interval fish scoring 1. Species scores are summed to indicate frequency of occurrence, and the last step is to repeat these counts 8 times per site. The advantages that we can get from using this method is that it is very simple with low equipment requirements. It also avoids time-consuming transecting methods. Also, it is very useful for initial surveys of species diversity and to select species to include in long-term monitoring according to their abundance. This will affect the reliability of data from the chosen transect length. And the last one is, it can also be implemented on patch reef if time intervals are stopped when swimming between reefs areas.
Limitation: data cannot be directly compared with coral cover or key micro-interpreted data as different areas are examined. Secondly, as with all fish, first method, species diversity is estimated as many captive species may be overlooked. Lastly, the method overestimates the importance of fish those rates species common on coral reef will underestimate fish abundance fish. Training requires species identification and detailed knowledge of different fish habits and habitats. First, parameters that can be surveyed using this method is fish nets, monitoring level, management and research. Net scales, medium and fine. Net level of detail is quantitative. Net causes damage to the reef is known. Net achievable precision is medium. This is references.